Hey, happy Aloha Friday. Tons of shakas. I hope you and your family had a great fall break. Jackie and I were able to go up north to Michigan and just had a fantastic week spending time with my family. Um, my family, I have family members who are educators. I have family members who are others, which is what educators call people who are not educators. And I really appreciate a diverse family like that in the sense that it allows me a lot of different perspectives. And when we have conversations about some of the things we do in education, it is often interesting to hear their perspective on things because sometimes some of the things that we do might seem a little counterintuitive as far as why we do them, and it's a great opportunity for me to kind of explain some downstream benefits that some of the things that we do um, might be really beneficial for kids. And so one of those practices was our late work policy. And our late work policy here at Middle School North is we accept, late work as long as possible. So until I have to report a grade, we will accept late work for 100% point value. And, some comments I get from, other teachers who are in other schools or even family members is that, this teaches our kids that deadlines don't matter, that there's no punishment for turning in late work. But the reality is, the punishment of not doing the work is doing the work. And let me explain that. So, there are several consequences for kids when they don't turn in an assignment. The first is a simple reminder. Mistakes happen. Sometimes the technology fails. Sometimes, life happens. And so it is possible sometimes that kids won't turn in an assignment exactly when it's due. And it's important for us to give grace and understanding when that happens. And so the first thing is just a simple reminder to the kids that, hey, you need to turn this in. Let's get that done. If that happens consistently, that's something a little bigger. And so a student who consistently doesn't turn something in on time, that would require, say, a assignment intervention. And that takes place here during the school day. And typically during lunch, that student would report to a designated area where that student would receive direct assistance on helping them get those assignments done. So that would kind of be, kind of the second tier on that. If that student continues to have problems, we would assign them school after school. And so that's about 1 hour of school after school on Thursdays that allow kids enough time, extra support in order to get those assignments done. If that doesn't happen, and so we kind of move from the third tier up into the fourth group, which would be Friday evening school, and that would be a 3 hour session on Fridays in order for them to have help here at school, all the resources that are here at school, and help them to get those assignments completed and submitted. I like to think about it as kind of a buffet, and sometimes some kids need more to eat. They need in order for them to demonstrate their learning, in order for them to demonstrate what they know, they need to complete those assignments. And so sometimes that's going to be one trip up to the buffet. Sometimes it might be 2, 3 trips, whatever it might be. When I taught in India, we described this as extra portions. So while I was in India, we had Saturday school where we would go in and work a half a day with students that were really struggling getting their assignments turned in, really struggling demonstrating their learning. And that was what's important. We go back to that idea that a grade is not a reward and a grade is not a punishment. A grade is feedback. That is, feedback on their learning. And in order for me to provide feedback, I have to get something turned in. And so we really encourage kids to turn in something to demonstrate where they're at on that learning spectrum as they continue on. And so, there are consequences, but, the punishment for not doing the work is doing the work. And that's a philosophy that we really believe in strongly. Okay, so as far as some important things that are coming up this week in science, we've kind of finished atomic models. We're moving into now periodic table and how those atoms interact with each other. Next week, we're going to finish up periodic table with the notebook quiz being on Friday. So again, this weekend and early next week would be a great opportunity to ask them to see their student notebook, their science notebook, make sure it's organized, make sure everything is taped in there, because those science notebooks are really the key to doing well on those notebook quizzes. I'm always available to help kids get those organized. And so, remind your students that, they can always come in to connect, and I'm happy to do that. Also, in honors biology, we are doing cell respiration and photosynthesis. This is a particularly hard lesson. There is just a lot of memorization that's happening in on that. And so I've provided a lot of structure and things to kids as far as helping them learn those things. And so I've encouraged some flashcards and some good digital tools that kids could learn from that would also be excellent tools for them to use. But again, I'm available every morning during Connect in order to assist them with that. Also, next week is Red Ribbon Week. Hard to say. Monday is Neon Day. Tuesday is Red Out Day. Wednesday is Backwards Close Day. That'll be interesting. Thursday, Senior Citizen Day. And then Friday is Cowboy Cowgirl Day. Teachers are also going to dress up for Halloween on Friday. So our group plans on doing Cowboy Cowgirl Day with the kids, but you might hear other stories about other teachers dressing up on that Friday. So those are the important dates that are coming up. And thank you so much for everything you do as parents and caregivers. Honestly, I couldn't do what I need to do without your support, and I deeply appreciate that. So thank you so much. Have a great week.